I've been on YouTube long enough to make some enemies where people don't necessarily like what I have to say about why to actually get a PhD in business. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, and I want you to tell you the truth of why you actually do a PhD in business. And it's not what any of the people that are marketing to you are going to say. This is going to be completely different than what you are going to hear. First of all, I'm going to tell you all of the negative things with doing a PhD in business. And then after that, what I'm going to do is have a chat with you why you might actually want to do this, because I think it's incredibly important. I'm actually a professor and I've been doing this game for a long time, not knowing a lot of this stuff. So I want to make sure other people know about it. So there's a lot of different things that you're going to think about, right? So one of them is going to make me a lot of money. I'm going to tell you this right off the get-go. It's probably not unless you have a very low salary to begin with, because the career you can actually do better if you just go get an MBA. Often, if you just have an MBA, you're going to make more money and have a much more lucrative career. You're likely also going to have a lot more free time if you go and get an MBA or something along those lines. People believe that it's a career where you have summers off, you travel. No, that's not the case at all. In fact, most people are working really, really hard around the clock almost all of the time to do their PhD. And you feel a lot of desperation along the way. And the sort of idea that there is prestige or glory to it, it's not the case. You often feel like you're in a battle, you're in this sort of military battle where you have to ramp up the amount of reading and thought, thinking, all of that kind of stuff that you're going to do. It is going to be far harder than anything that you've ever done before, not because you can't do it, it's simply because there is a large demand of work, but also there is a tremendous amount of uncertainty within the process. And that's going to be your hardest thing, is the uncertainty that you're going to deal with. Your job prospects are completely uncertain. Nobody is going to give you a job at the end. Nothing is lined up in the way that you think it's going to be, unless some people, I've seen situations where people do have jobs lined up right before they even start because their employer is going to pay them. It's a university that's going to pay them to actually go work at their university and get that degree. All of these things, I want you to sort of know that there's all these pressures that you're going to feel. You're going to feel alone and isolated. There is a lot of stuff that goes on, particularly the first couple of years. You're going to feel great. You're going to be with a cohort. And then after that, you're going to be lost. There's not going to be anybody around, and it's going to be up to you. This is the process that you have to go through. So why do it? Right, I have a lot of videos out there about, the negative sides, all of those kind of things, but I want you to know why you actually do it. And the reason is you believe in knowledge, and it's a simple response. You know that all of these costs are really high, but the knowledge that you're going to generate is going to be more important. You're going to push back against the world that is not going to believe in what you're doing. And that's going to be true from very smart people to people that you're never going to know. And most people don't even believe in science in the first place. And so it's your job, very much. This career has not changed in 400 years since Galileo has actually gone and done his work, and Copernicus has gone and done their work. It is, you're sitting there studying for a long time, trying to make a discovery in something where most people are not going to believe in what you're doing. And it's your job to continuously get back up and do that again, despite the fact that you're going to feel lost. It's financially not viable for many people to do this in terms of the financial calculation. I did mine. I routinely haven't done mine in a few years, but I'm going to break even when I'm 55 compared to just staying with my undergraduate degree in engineering. 55. Um, and that's going into a lucrative career, a lucrative PhD that I rationally chose, I endogenously chose compared to other ones. And there's other ones you can go into different fields that are less lucrative, and you're going to face these challenges even more. And you have to question in your mind, you have to think in your mind, why am I doing this? What does this mean? A lot of this a lot of two things that you're going to have to do is realize that, first of all, what you're doing is important for whatever reason. And we all grapple with this. I'm going to be honest with you. I grapple with this every day. I don't know if what I'm doing is actually important. I don't. We never know. It feels like what you're doing is never important. I don't know if, um, the fact that I get up and I sort of grind and I'm doing these things. I don't know if this actually matters, if there's somebody else that's out there, but you have to internalize the fact that you are going to do this no matter what. And you're also, the second thing that you're going to have to learn, and this is a hard thing for many people because many of us, particularly those that get into business, we want to be titans of the world. I thought I was going to go into consulting when I did this, and it just has not worked out that way. But I want you to know, going into this profession, that you have to have a lot of humility, and people at all angles, in all walks of life, from the people above you to the people below you, the people that you're teaching, everybody, including your family and friends. My wife still does not really know what I'm doing. Um, they're not going to understand what you're going through. And they're not going to resonate with all of the struggles that you're going through. It's just not going to be clear to them. I distinctly remember there were some very tough times in my marriage right after, I was finishing up my PhD. My wife didn't understand what was going on. She thought, "What are you doing with yourself?" Um, and this happened for a long time. And I had to get up and convince myself that this is a good thing. So, over the many years of doing this, I've developed a sense of humility where nobody else is going to believe what I'm doing. Nobody else is going to care. That's going to be the biggest thing. But I'm going to get back up and I'm going to do this thing because I know it's important. And despite what other people say about me and do about me and all of that kind of stuff, I'm going to have the humility just to smile and laugh it off every day and say, well, oh well. So, why do you do a PhD in business? All of the things that they're going to check box off, the sort of rational things that they're going to check box off at every program around the world, those things often don't matter. What matters is the fact that you believe in knowledge, that idea is important, and you have a sense of humility to laugh off all of the nonsense that goes on around you. And you're going to be happy doing it every day. I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be the most important thing that you can do is learn to laugh off the silliness that happens around you, where everybody is trying to be competitive and get ahead. You're just going to be confidently, quietly walking forward because you know that idea matters. It's the only reason. That's it. It's the only reason why you do a PhD in business administration. That you know that idea matters. And someday, somebody at one point may pick up this idea and run with it. And it may not, but you don't know. So you have to be humble enough to realize that you are good enough regardless of what happens to you and what everybody says about you. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.